What is good, guys? Matt from Duality Gaming here, giving you another video. This one is discussing the HTC Vive again and Valve's new game for it called The Lab. Hopefully this is going to be probably a short video. Most of the videos I'm doing today are going to be quite short, mainly because there's not really any news at the moment because of the Game Developer Conference happening next week. Anyway, let's get into it. I've got a bit of a dry throat. As you know, I don't really like VR and I don't see the point of it, and I actually see VR as a kind of like a 3D kind of thing, like where you get, remember when we had 3D TVs and everyone was like buying it, all happy for it. Where's that now? That's not a thing anymore because people didn't want to sit on their sofas and fucking have 3D glasses on their face and do that. I don't get why people would want to have a VR headset on their head if they didn't like 3D glasses. Help people. I don't know, that's just my little rant for the start. Anyway, Valve are creating a new game and they're unveiling it next week at the GDC, which is Game Developers Conference, obviously 2016. And this is actually set in the Portal world. It's a first-person puzzle game and it's called The Lab. It's a set out for the HTC Vive, and I think currently it's free. I'm not sure what the last bit means, and this story article thing, I'll link it in the description below if I remember it. It's a small game, and I think it's really a demonstration of what VR can do. And I'm gonna just bring in what I read the other day in terms of articles. I read an article from a developer that actually said it's not a matter of just finding games that we can now work with VR. We need to find a game that is for VR essentially. So instead of finding your first person, getting your first person games like Call of Duty or Battlefield or GTA, if it, you put in that, or Fallout, having exclusive in VR, they need to find a game that will work for it. And I feel this is going to be one of the attempts like that. And I actually, the other day when I talked about my HTC Vive video, I can't remember which one it was, I was talking about how there's already 2 games for it. Obviously this is another one. I feel at the moment we're kind of in the teething stages of VR in terms of developers are trying to see what they can do with it. But honestly, like I said in my last videos, I actually think this is a very niche item. I don't feel this is going to take off in the way people think it is. I think it's going to be like 3D and it's going to be a fad and it's going to fail. It's not going to fail, but it's going to die out in a few years. I really can't see what the appeal would be, because you can't sit in your living room and do this. I wouldn't know why you'd want to sit at your desktop and fucking have a VR headset on it. You are essentially locking yourself off to the world, which is a lot worse than sitting on a couch and fucking, I don't know why I said couch, I'm not American, on your sofa, on your settee, and having, like, if you didn't want glasses on, why would you want a headset on? But yeah, anyway, that's again my little rant. This, as I said, game set in the Portal world, and I feel this is just Valve's attempt at trying to find uses for VR and what works with VR and what doesn't, because obviously there are going to be some games that may not work with VR as well as others, because honestly, if you played Dota 2 on a VR and then played like Battlefield, you'd have more of an immersive experience on Battlefield rather than Dota. But hey ho, this is just kind of, I feel, just seeing what's going on. We'll see next week at the Game Developers Conference, which obviously I will be talking about, giving my overviews on, my predictions on, and so on and so forth. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Check out our Instagram, because I've been literally posting daily. Check out the Facebook, because we're having little, just short videos, just like little funny moments in games. So if you want to get all of our content, obviously check that out, and that's obviously linked in the description. Like the video if you like to, dislike it if you're one of those people that still think VR is going to take off, and apparently if you buy a 1440p monitor you're going to buy a VR headset because they're apparently the same thing. I did read comments. And dislike if you didn't like it. Comment on the video what you think of just Valve's game, because Valve are showing that they can't count to 3 still, because they're putting a game that's in the Portal universe that isn't called Portal. I don't think they're gonna, I don't know, maybe we'll have Portal 3 this generation. Anyway, that's just, I'm digressing. Sub to the channel if you like our content and whatnot, and ultimately, guys, as I always say, have a nice day.